All
Hello,
right.
Maurizio. Uh,
How you doing?
I'm doing very well. What about you? You have
Good, good.
you have returned from Europe, right?
We came back from Europe. We just did a really great tour out there. It was a strong results and it was very cool because it's the first official tour for the new album
Hmm.
we did over there, and then it was really good. A lot of sold out shows, and good to see how people reacting to death metal still in a good positive way. Showing up to shows, and it's one of our main markets, Europe, especially in Germany and stuff like that. So it's been really good. I just came back from a weekend in Vegas because it was my mom's birthday, 80th birthday. So we decided to
80th? Oh man,
80th, yeah. So
impressive.
we decided to take her out there and have a good time. So I'm a little bit jet lagged because it's still 3 hour difference, and I had to get up early to bring the kids to school. So it was a little rough, but I'm okay. So that's my weekend, how it went.
Honestly, because my mother is 82 now, and
Oh, okay.
it makes you think: are we gonna age that much? Are we gonna become 80 years old? 80 years old,
Well,
or
I
I don't know,
think
man.
technology can bring us there. That's exactly, I
Sure.
think that's where it's going, or they're trying to kill us faster. One of the two.
I will
There's
say
a lot
this.
of there's a lot of ways to die quick now. So I don't know.
As long as you have money, you can survive longer.
Yeah, probably,
But hey,
probably.
let's not turn this into a grim discussion.
There's
uh,
enough of that everywhere, right?
oh yeah. Speaking of the European tour, did I see correctly? Did you do a video call with your son on his birthday while on stage?
Yes, yes. It was really cool to do. So I thought about it last minute actually. So I was playing with my phone while I was on stage to try and make sure that my wife was home on time, because she was coming back from work. And I was like, are you home with the kids? She's like, I just pulled in the house. I said, okay, I'm gonna call you from the stage. She
Oh
was like,
my
what?
goodness,
So yeah, it was really fun. It was funny.
man.
It was a good thing.
Um,
He loved it. He loved it.
so I think you have said in the past that Cataclysm will do short tours.
Yeah.
So how does this work for you? You have done this once, right? Right, correct?
Right now, we've implemented it finally in the beginning of the year, and it was just absolutely perfect like this. Because also we are doing less shows that are too near to each other. So, doing one show and then you have to drive 4 or 5 hours to go to the next one. It brings everybody to one show. It was a good strategy. And for us, we prefer doing two tours of 15 dates each than coming back and doing one of 30 something. Especially because we have families, our kids are getting bigger. There's a lot of demand back home as well. And we also in a place where we want to preserve, our health and to continue to do this for a long time, because we've been touring. I mean, we are in our late 40s and we've been touring since we're 19 years old. So it's a long time. And
Mhm.
so we are now in the place where we feel comfortable that we can deliver a very good show, and to our top-notch type of performance by not doing too much extreme markets. So that's one way to add it. I mean, I'm saying that, and the tour I'm starting in North America in about a week is very long. So America is different because we will do it only once. Like, we're not gonna come back and tour again. It's probably gonna be
Okay.
the only tour for this album. So and it's a very good package with Decapitated, SEPTICFLESH, and Allegiant. So it's worth to do once. People that want to see us, is their chance to come see us, because after that we don't think we'll come back here.
It's,
For a little bit.
it's should I say disappointing? Disappointing. Come on,
Mhm.
because you would not have a headlining spot, and therefore you won't have a long time on stage.
Right. We negotiated a good amount of time. It's not going to be like just 30 minutes. We're going to play at least 40 minutes every night. So it's a problem for Cataclysm because I've been on so many records, and it's
15
it's
records,
tough.
man.
It's tough to choose everywhere what we were going to do. But we will concentrate mainly on the big songs, and specifically the new album, and push that because that's the one we are now in the middle of the campaign for. But it's a very cool and varied set list we did, so that it covers a couple of records, so it'll be cool. It's a hard-hitting package, and it's a hard-hitting set list. So we're gonna be in a good place. So we look forward to it. It's gonna be cool. Then we're going back to Europe. We have Hellfest, a couple of festivals that we have to do. And then we have a secondary part of Europe that's in September with the UK and Scandinavia. So
Oh,
that's
interesting.
yeah, we're looking at that. So that's our schedule on the live front for this year.
And the second part, the European, is headlining again.
Headlining, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you are skipping North US.
The thing is America, it's a tough market for Kataklysm. It's an up and down place. You know, some tours we're going to do headlining are very good, some are weaker. It depends on what the traffic is like. It's right now there's so much traffic in the United States for touring that for us it's too risky to just go on our own like that, you know. So we prefer to team up with some strong bands and all cool death metal bands getting together and making it one good package so that the fans can pay the ticket and it's worth it for them, and we can bring more people to the shows this way. So to me that makes more sense.
So you said there is more traffic in the US compared to Europe?
Well, no, Europe also. I don't like, it's the world, you know. Bands are, you know, because of inflation, I think bands are touring much more to try and make up the money they're burning faster, you know.
Yeah.
So, but this is creating a clog, you know. It's creating a big problem as far as like space in clubs and availabilities. And you're playing in one club, and down the road there's another band playing, and the competition is very heavy. And that's the thing. We, you know, I feel bad to spread thin the fans, and I know that if the fans see us on this tour, it makes no sense for us to return quickly afterwards again in 6 months or whatever and do it again. If they just saw us, they're probably going to spend their money on another band they wish to see again, you know, or whatever. So this is the type of thing that we're kind of being conscious about, and that's why we are preferring to kind of space out things a little bit more now. Shorter tours or one solid tour in the United States instead of, you know, doing too much, you know.
However, and I agree with you, there are so many shows right now happening, and it's so tough. You can go in 3 shows in a row, but man, depending on your age and depending on your size of your wallet, it can be really tough. So I'm wondering, and since you have your touring company, right? So I'm wondering how this year, this compact year with so many shows, will affect the next one, the next touring cycle.
Well, you know, we are planning 1 year ahead, right? So it used to be that you could plan 2 years ahead. Now I think it's better to start planning 1 year ahead, survive the first 6 months, and then see what's going to happen afterwards. You know, Kataklysm, you know, we are a lucky band in the sense that we have a very good system in place, and we have been a successful band, and we are in a safe place as far as finances are concerned, and our lifestyle and everything. So we don't have that problem, but we want to preserve it, and that's why we are trying to, you know, find ways that you make the band accessible in the right times and not being too much in everywhere. So that's what we're doing. And then next year we'll see. I think that the band right now has a lot of ideas for writing. This was a very successful Kataklysm record, Goliath. It did you know, the themes that are around it are very, you know, real time. It's very real time now, and so people are connecting heavily on the album. And to me, we're ready for a part 2, you know. And I think that we're going to probably do that, record a new record probably next year already, just because we have the infrastructure and we have the ideas of what we want to talk about and what's going on. And you know, I think fans are expecting that from us as well. You know, we're kind of lifting people up, and we're more of a positive attitude type of band versus the opposite of what you see around a lot today. So
yeah, and I'm sorry, I was about to ask. Well, it feels like the Goliath has grown in size, and David has.
It's a little small. Yeah,
I think, but yeah, I agree that we need the positivity from music.
Yeah. And I mean, it means that, you know, the idea is that we're fighting, and you know, to me, a system that's in place that is not helping us the way it's supposed to. And there's a lot of people that are suffering heavily, and some things make absolutely no more sense, and there's a lot of problems. So basically, I think that the best way is for people to be shoulder to shoulder And I think we'll strengthen numbers. You know, if there's something that doesn't make sense for you, well, don't accept it. It's that simple, and that system will fail, you know.
Yeah, right.
So you know, we are very big proponents of freedom, and I'm you know, I see what I come from parents that grandparents that came from World War II in Italy, and I know all the stories of how it was, and it's how they traumatized my grandparents and everything. And it's sad that we're getting close to that again. And that's one of those things that
Yeah.
we are making sure that people understand that, you know, sometimes we shouldn't complain about things that don't make sense, and worry about the things that do make sense the most, you know. So we'll see where it goes, you know, but that's the concept we are behind. And we are all about uplifting and putting a positive light on things. We find light in the darkness, man. I'm not a guy that sits in the darkness all the time, you know. So it's important to move forward that way.
Yeah, love it. So you spoke, you mentioned the schedule. So you have Kataklysm EX DEO, and I will ask as a bonus about Invictus. So how do you have in mind how to release new music for both of these bands?
Well, I consider myself a messenger, and I have a lot of ideas, and it's one of those things where I you know, I feel like I can put some ideas to in a poetic manner on paper, and then put those ideas through my music with concepts, and then those concepts are touching people, and that's for me important, right?
Right.
You know, Invictus was more of a solo project kind of thing that I did. It's even more, in my opinion, personal about the way I think more than versus, let's say, Cataclysm, which is more of a general idea of what's going on and what my philosophy is behind it of fighting back, you know. But Invictus is more of a more personal ideology behind it. And that one, also, we're kind of talking about releasing some new singles, but it's going to probably end up being a different name when we do it, because we've had a lot of problems with the algorithms on the Invictus album, like because of the word Invictus is too popular. And it was crazy to try and promote the record through it, like even on iTunes and everywhere. There's so many other type of Invictus names and stuff like that, that it created a little bit of a storm for us. So I might use my last name. I might still use the logo because it's the I, it's the Gemini sign, which is mine. And I'm thinking about keeping that still idea. So we'll see. So that's some work in progress. EX DEO is releasing an EP at the end of the summer, around September. I think it's going to come out. So it's the continuation after Nero. It's called the Year of the Four Emperors, and that's going to be the four emperors that succeeded each other in 1 year time. So it was we talk about chaos. That's chaos. Imagine this country with four different presidents in 1 year. You know, so
Yeah.
that's what it was. You know, and it was all murdered. So that's the crazy stuff. So it's going to be interesting EP. We've used Clemens also from Karakangren has done all the orchestral work on this record, and same team as usual. So we're looking forward to releasing that in this year. That's going to be the only release coming this year from me. So it's,
okay. So two questions. Is this EP a precursor of a full-length album?
It could be. It could
Okay.
be. I think we will do another full-length album for it. I have a couple of ideas that are very solid for this. You know, I finish an album and then I slowly start working on another one, and in between I do some touring, you know. So that's kind of been my strategy. I'm kind of I put a lot of output out there, so it's every year I'm releasing something, you know. So
And is EX DEO with Napalm?
and our contract is finished there. We decided not to renew.
Okay.
We're gonna probably go independent with this one. For this EP, and then probably sign the next one to a bigger label or something. But I'm going to probably release it on my own label called Distortion Music Group. I'm probably going to release it on there. It's just something for us to keep fans busy in the meanwhile, you know. But it's distributed by Nuclear Blast, so it will be a little bit everywhere.
So it will be on vinyl too?
No, the EP, no, only on CD. Yeah.
Ah, man.
Should I do it on vinyl?
Of course.
Rhetorical
question. Rhetorical question.
Yeah. I might do it. I might do it.
You know, anyways, you know better, way better than me. What about the next Kataklysm album? How that schedule looks like?
Well, I'm gonna record. We're gonna probably record in the spring next year. That's the idea. And then either at the end of next year or very early the following year, it will be released. It's going to take, 4 or 5 months to put this one together because it's going to be a very big record. Like it's got a lot of uh, uh, input, a lot of songs also that we just have a lot of inspiration. I don't know. Some bands, after 15 albums, they don't have anything left, and we have a lot of gas left in the tank apparently. So we got some great ideas, a great title for this record, and just it goes hand in hand with Goliath. So it's gonna be really cool.
So last time we spoke, you mentioned that you have changed a little bit the songwriting in terms of writing a song, working on a song, then let it be for a while, and then returning after some time. Are you gonna work this? Are you gonna follow the same approach?
I think it's the best approach because it gives you time to really analyze to see if you did everything the right way. If there's something that you see, I could have done this. It's not the question to ask after it's finished, right? You want to ask that question before you go and finally put the art together, right? So I think we're going to continue to do what we've always done, is making sure that after 10 listens we are happy.
Okay.
So but at some point you have to say you're happy, or else you're never going to finish.
Yes, at some point you need to be, yeah, that's finished, because you may end up overworking things. The other subject I would like to ask about the upcoming album is, and although I'm not very fan of this question, but I feel that I need to do that. You have the new drummer, not anymore. So James will be for the second album with Kataklysm. And again, last time we spoke, you said that James brought back the blast beats.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is a very sensitive issue. Everybody, anyhow. So do you see James contributing more for the next Kataklysm album?
I think so. I mean, look, the chemistry that we have now has never been better between us four. This feels to me like the early days of Kataklysm when we were with Max. It feels like we have that kind of original feel, and we all get along. And he's an incredible drummer. I mean, he has so much dynamics that he could do so many different things. But we're not going to put a blast beat just because we want to put a blast beat there. It has to be because the song needs it in that position, or it's something that we want to do. We're not going to feel forced to do that. Some of the biggest Kataklysm songs don't have blast beats. They're very simple, and it's some of them are sounds like I Slither or Narcissist, or like 2-minute songs, Shadows and Dust 2-minute songs that are massive hits for the band, and they have zero blast beat almost. So it depends where the song requires it. And then, like on the Goliath record, there's Land of the Living and the Land of the Dead. I mean, that song is just a blast beat, inferno from the beginning to the end. It depends where we're going to do it, but he loves that style, with the kicks in the full 100%, 200 beats per minute type of thing, and he's going to probably want to do it again, and we will accommodate, so it's not a problem. But it's a very aggressive record that's coming, and very intense, and it's angry, and so I think it's there's going to be some of it, that for sure.
I think that's the way people sometimes criticize. I don't understand it, to be honest. How can you? Anyways, I think it's a sickness.
So Kataklysm's always been the black sheep of death metal. It's never been, everybody will say, oh, what's the top 5 death metal bands or 10? We'll never do that list, because we are not a band that is traditionally just death metal. We have so much different influences. We're very melodic as well, and some of our stuff is very groovy and very heavy, and so it doesn't fall always into the typical death metal world. We're a hybrid of type of band of different influences, so that's what makes us stand out. In Europe, the 2 bands that would, I think, fill up the most seats in Europe in clubs is Cannibal Corpse and Kataklysm, right now. So you wouldn't think that off the top of your head when you're thinking death metal. You would probably think Morbid Angel or whatever would do those numbers, but that's the reality, right? But if I come to America, then it changes, right? There's going to be Carcass that's going to do better. There's going to be Obituary and all these other bands. So to me, it's a great scene that everybody contributes to. We try to do our best, and the one thing for us, it's like I said, we're not typical traditional death metal. We are a hybrid. So for us, it's important to continue that way so that we can touch different styles and people.
Man, I long for the not to. I remember with nostalgia those days that we had metal. We had heavy metal, thrash, death, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we like to put everything in smaller boxes, and if
Oh yeah. Metalcore, deathcore, sludge, doom. You know,
come on,
so
man, if you like it,
it's too
just
much.
listen to it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get it. Yeah, I get it. It's like subgenres, and just to make everybody feel comfortable.
it's too confusing. Thank you very much for your time, man. See you on the road with my fellow Greeks, SEPTICFLESH.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I can tell the accent, right?
Really?
Yeah. So I manage SEPTICFLESH, the one of my bands on my roster, and I love the boys. And every 2 words is re, and it's not true re.
So
They're awesome guys,
you are a
man.
good learner.
Yeah. No, I love Greece. I went there for my honeymoon, and to me, it's an incredible country, and the pillar of everything of freedom came from. That was it. The democracy over there and everything. So I'm a big fan of Greece. So
I could not
it'll
have
be
ended
great to be
this.
with my friends on tour.
I could not have ended this interview better. So thank you.
Awesome, brother.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
you.
man.
And I will see you. What show do you come to?
It's on the Fords in Joliet.
Oh, in Joliet. Okay, yeah, Chicago area. Cool.
But I don't remember the date, man. My mind is.
Yeah, mine and yours right now, but it's gonna be probably in the middle of the tour somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah,
you are, I think, 2 days older than me, so I can understand your mind being.
yeah.
I'm joking. Take it easy, man,
Cool,
and
man.
stay safe. Have a wonderful touring, and see you.
Thank you, brother.
Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.